Hello everybody, and welcome back to Steve's Gear. And today we're going to do kind of an initial impressions video of the Kershaw Bel Air. Now I can't really give this a full review because I don't quite have enough pocket time to give it a full review, but I wanted to put this video out in case anybody was in the market for it. Maybe they wanted to see it in a video versus just on a computer screen or a phone screen, or maybe you've never seen this before and you want to just kind of take a look at it. Now I got this knife a couple weeks back in a American Edge Knives mystery box unboxing. You can go back and watch that video if you would like. But I was pretty happy to get another Kershaw knife. Now, I kind of had a bad stigma for Kershaw for a while. Probably 3-4 years ago, I bought a couple Kershaws that were like $15, $20. And I mean, what can you really expect? But I kind of just lumped Kershaw into, not the best. And I probably shouldn't have done that because the last year or two, I've kind of realized more about Kershaw's American-made line. And I think overall, they've made pretty good improvements in the knives. Now, a while back, I picked up the Kershaw Livewire, and I've been super happy with that one. So I was pretty darn happy to get another Kershaw American-made one in that mystery box. So we'll take a look at this. I'll give you a couple specs, a couple of my pros and cons. We'll do a few size comparisons, and you can kind of see if this is something that might interest you. So it comes in basically your standard Kershaw box, nothing super fancy. There is the model number there if you want to see that. Now this is the black on black version. Now there is another colorway available as well. This version comes in at about $153. The other version seems to come in at about $149, so you pay a couple extra dollars for the all black version. But I think it looks pretty good. Now this knife comes in at a overall length of 7.3 inches with a blade length of 3.1 inches. It only weighs 2.9 ounces. So pretty small, pretty lightweight. But it's also pretty thin too. This one has a handle thickness at about 0.44 inches and a blade stock thickness of about 0.9 inches. So pretty thin and slicey blade. This one is running Kershaw's magnet cut steel, which they run at about 62 to 64 HRC. It's got kind of that reverse Tonto shape on it, and it did come really sharp out of the box. I'm always a big fan of the knives that come really sharp, especially in magnet cut, because I'm not the best when it comes to sharpening, so I can appreciate it when knife companies send out a decent edge. It just saves me from having to struggle with sharpening it. Now this one runs their Duralock system, which is basically their version of the Access Lock. And it's worked out really good, super nice. And it's running on KVT ball bearings. I'm not a big knife fidget type guy, but admittedly this one is pretty fidgety. So really easy on the thumb flick, reverse flick. You can use just the lock to open and close it. It's really, really good. So if you're a fidgety type person, this one would probably be one that would work pretty good for you. Now, aesthetically, I think it looks pretty good. I think it's a decent looking knife, especially on this black on black version. It does have these aluminum scales, and they're comfortable. When I get a grip on it, I can get all 4 fingers on it. It's pretty comfortable. No real hot spots. I haven't even changed the clip to left-handed yet, but even my finger just kind of fits right in this little groove right here. And yeah, works out really good. But if I'm holding it right-handed, that clip still doesn't really dig into my palm or anything at all. And still comfortable. It does have a little bit of jumping here on the back of the blade. Now, I like really aggressive jumping, and this one's, I would say, kind of middle of the road. It's not super aggressive, but it's not minimal either. One thing about it, though, is I'd like to see that extended out, probably another 1/2 inch, just because it's pretty short. It's only a small little section there. When I'm gripping onto it, just kind of where my finger wants to my thumb kind of wants to naturally fall, there's no jumping right there. So I'd just like to see that extended out a little bit. But some big pros for me on this knife are the size and the weight. So when I'm carrying this is the kind of knife I like to carry when I go around town, when I go shopping, when I go to the store, out to dinner, things like that. I like knives that don't take up a lot of room in my pocket and don't weigh a whole lot. And this kind of fits both those bills. And I'm sitting down, there's no weird print or any weird, I guess you could say hot spot on my leg because the knife is so big and saves me room in the pocket. And it's lightweight. I hardly know it's there. So that's a big pro for me. I do kind of like these thin, slicey type blades for my day-to-day carry as well, because I'm not doing anything crazy. I'm just opening packages or cutting a zip tie or a strap or something like that. And knives like this seem to work out pretty good for me. I'm also a big fan of this Duralock, kind of like the Access Lock. It is my favorite style locking system, I think, just because I'm left-handed, so it works out really, really good. No problems using this left or right-handed for me. Those bearings, like I said, super smooth. Really, really good bearings on it. A couple cons, I would say Now the pocket clip is reversible, like I said, but it's running like Kershaw's like ultra deep carry is what they call it, I think. And it sticks up above the back of the scales here. I wish it would just kind of fit flat. I don't really care to have it stick up above it. And also, I don't really care for the branding of the Kershaw on the pocket clip. I wish I would have just left that off there. But as far as a pocket clip goes, I mean, it goes into my pocket good. You know, the retention's good. So I can't complain about the actual clip itself. I just wish it was a little bit shorter. It didn't stick over the back, and it didn't have that branding on it. Now, you do have some branding on the blade, too. So if you're someone who hates, you know, knife branding on blades, you do have the Kershaw logo on that side. Then on this side, you have the American flag and the Kai USA. And then you have the Magna Cut there. If it was my personal preference, they would just have the Kai USA and the American flag on there, and everything else would be left off. But it seems like knife companies are just putting more and more on it these days. Let's do a couple size comparisons so you can kind of get an idea of how this stacks up against some other knives. So I grabbed a couple knives. The obvious one everybody compares it to is the Benchmade Bug Out. I'll try to kind of put them pivot to pivot. Now I have the CF Elite version of the Bug Out, which I'm pretty sure is the exact same size as all the rest of them. But the Bug Out does have a slightly longer blade. The handle length, I believe, is just a hair longer. And then it is just a slight amount thinner as well. It's about an ounce lighter. So if every ounce matters, if you're doing some ultralight backpacking or something, yeah, the Bug Out is technically lighter. But for just day-to-day, I can't tell the difference between these two when I have them in my pocket. Maybe you can, but I can't tell the difference between an ounce. So I think either one's a really good choice. You know, if you like phosphor bronze washers, the Bug Out's a good choice. You know, the Bel Air's got the ball bearings. Obviously a little bit different blade shapes. So whatever your preference is on that, you know, you do get Magna Cut on the Kershaw versus the S30V on the Bug Out. Now this version of the Bug Out comes in right now at about $170. So it's about $20 more than the Bel Air. So it's up to you if you think you get more for the Bel Air than you do the Bug Out. You can save $20 if you want to pick up the Bel Air. We'll put it up against the Spyderco PM3. So pretty darn close to the exact same size as the PM3. So you're in that ballpark if you like that size. And then just kind of for a wild card, we'll throw it in there up against we'll do the small Sebenza. So pretty similar size to the small Sebenza as well. So if you own any of those knives, you'll kind of get an idea of the size of the Bel Air. But yeah, overall, I think for $150, this isn't a bad option. I overlooked Kershaw for a long time, like I said, and I think that this is one that probably is a good choice for a lot of people. If you're looking for just your basic EDC type knife, you like something a little bit on the smaller side, a little bit on the lighter side, I think it's a pretty good option. You know, especially you get Magna Cut steel, you're getting the aluminum handles, you get Kershaw's lifetime warranty, which I have used their warranty recently, and it was a great experience. So I can say that that works out pretty good. Other than that, you know, it's up to you if you think this would be one that works for you. Let me know in the comments if you're looking to get this one, or maybe you already own one. Tell me what you like about it or what you think would be good. If there's something you don't like about it, feel free to put it in the comments as well. And that's pretty much all I got for you guys today. Thanks a lot for checking out the video, and I hope you all have a great day.